Was watching me more closely than he should. What's going on, Garrick? I don't understand. I was surprised to feel a tear slide down my cheek. What if I really am his sister? He pulled me to him.
We'll find out. I needed to make sure you were okay first. How are you feeling?
Better. I grabbed onto Garrick like my life depended on it. Was Hastings telling the truth? Lying? What's his endgame? A knot formed in my stomach. Can we talk to him? Garrick pulled back with his brow creased.
Do you think that's a good idea? I can talk to him.
I need to know. I need to speak with him. If what he says is true, then where does that leave me?
Noah.
A light squeeze on my shoulder brought me back. Yes? As I focused back on Garrick, I knew he could see the fear in my eyes, but we needed answers. He let out a long breath.
Do you really want to talk to Hastings?
Nodding, I said, I want to be there. If I'm his sister, then I don't even know where to begin with that information. The thought sent an uneasy feeling through me. Did my parents have another child? Had he been adopted? It was hard to fathom the thought of my parents keeping a second child, an older second child, from me. From what I knew, Hastings would be around Garrick's age, near 30.
Let me call Joe first to see what's going on out there. I want to make sure proper precautions are being taken when you go out there. Hastings came alone. I want to make sure this isn't a setup.
A setup? Why'd we stay if you suspect a double cross?
Because it's safer here. If we leave, we're more exposed.
Safe. Exposed. Those words only added to the queasiness. Garrick took out his phone.
Noah and I are coming to the living room. What's the status?
There was a longer pause.
Keep an eye out. Of course, yes.
After standing, Garrick offered his hand to help me up.
Are you ready? Hastings is cooperating. There doesn't seem to be a threat, but Joe is keeping a close eye on everything.
Yes. Inside, my mind screamed no. Holding hands in solidarity, we walked into the living room. 3 security guards stood ready. Joe stood just off to the side of Hastings, who sat in a chair facing the couch. The serious scowl on Joe's face made me lean into Garrick a little more. Joe was pissed. Garrick started the conversation by leaning forward, his body erect and emanating power.
You wanted to speak to Noah?
Yes. The one-word answer was said in a voice slightly softer than the one I remembered him using earlier in our bedroom. Or had I made it worse than it was due to the situation? Hastings had been urgent, but maybe it had been based on concern. Hastings turned his attention to me. For the first time, I noticed we had the same eye color, green. Our blonde hair appeared to have a similar texture. There were similarities in our bone structure, but at the same time, we were different. Garrick was insistent.
If I suspect anything, we're leaving. Understood?
Yes. The room grew silent for a few seconds. I started off with a question that wouldn't completely shatter my world. How did you get up here?
I came up with the flower delivery and remained hidden until you arrived.
The words seemed honest enough, and Hastings never took his eyes off me as he spoke. I shifted some, though, and Joe's jaw was locked tight. Later, Garrick would most likely share his displeasure about the mess-up with him. For now, it was time to move on to the more disturbing part of the evening. I ran my palms along my legs, nerves racing inside. You said I was your sister. I wasn't aware my parents had any other children.
I'm not their child.
He stared at me, unblinking.
Neither are you. You're Evelyn and Ricardo Monroe's child.
Those were words I hadn't imagined. My head became fuzzier as the words bounced around my brain. I closed my eyes as pain ripped through my heart. I can't be theirs. No way. I fervently shook my head, not wanting to accept what he was saying. That's impossible.
Noah, it's not impossible.
Abruptly, I stood. Hastings' eyes widened. Is he as lost as I feel? For the past 2 weeks, his actions had creeped me out. But now I wondered if it had been because of how he watched me.